live.
100 bricks.
All right. So chain fell off.
That was rude.
Yeah. All right. Welcome back to another session of the Stained Glass Lens. In the previous one, you started your adventures throughout the city of Estelheim after the prophetic reading given to you by Lady Eleanor, and you were given some direction. You were let loose to frolic about the sort of three-sided city of Estelheim, with the shale side always covered in sun, the penumbra always covered in darkness, and the underbelly which lies deep below and sort of excavated Terran mine. You headed to the sort of boarded up remnants of the Free Painters Guild and discovered or met up with the rest of Fenton's family, who went all the way over from Obidus at the behest of a sending spell, indicating incipient war in the Baying Peninsula and other surrounding environs. You discovered that they were beginning to set up a tavern known as the Troubadur's Triumph, a sort of reprise of the one they ran in Obidus, but you were welcomed with open arms, open wings, perhaps to Chain's dislike, and it is now your time to venture about Estelheim. Lorenz and Toshka went over to the Penumbra to refresh the contract on Toshka, to both prevent him from being swept up by the rest of Crossbloods and to prevent Lorenz from having a contract taken out on him by a land enslaver in the sands. You met the Laughing Jackal and you were returned, indicating that there's a certain mission going on tonight, quite high profile, and ordered you to meet at midnight in the same Crossbloods chapter. Fenton, when speaking to Taraji, is ex-fiancé, right?
Correct.
Who was an artist all the way back in Obidus, painting murals and portraits, seemed to have been painting many similar images to the memories that Lorenz has been inheriting in the night, along with the twin image of himself showing up somewhat creepily inside all of these photos, despite Taraji claiming she did not paint them. And what else? Yes, it's about 4 or 5 in the afternoon. You have the rest of the day to do what you wish before you meet up at midnight in the Crossroads quarters. There are a multitude of NPCs in the lower section of the tavern. You can see Kira, the elegant, poised, right for the Aarakocra, attending to the bar, and patrons inside. The Fiachna at a table. There are 4 guards, one of which was revealed to be Koth. They are in disguise. 2 twin Minotaur and an old Orum-Throne wolf. And there is a whole city sprawling out before you. We've decided that tomorrow is going to be the day in which you head to the Lyceum Draconis to establish certain things and have certain conversations that were had. Unless you decide to head right now, I suppose. But what does that mean? Oh, let me readjust my mic. I am so sorry. Oh, am I? Mike, is this any better?
Yes.
That is better.
That is better. Awesome. All right. But in either case, you have the whole city out before you. There's the Temple of Omid High, the sort of head of the warrior section of the Aarakocran priests. You have most of the cultural happenings in Estelheim circulate around the arena that is located squarely within the shale side, where there are duels of all kinds happening, individuals training to fight just for the simple fact of being able to fight. It's like a sport. It's a matter of cultural pride to this to this city, and almost everyone spends their evenings either in the sand pit or washing and socializing in the bleachers around. This was kicked off by there's a knock on the door, sort of on the side of the tavern, as an individual strides in. Tall, lanky, a golden dragonborn of some kind. She seems to be carrying a letter in hand, and she uh, stands, places both wrists behind her back, and declares in a rather refined voice, "I have a parcel for Fenton Tanobo."
Oh, yes, that is I.
She hands it towards you, turns, gives a quizzical look towards you, and wordlessly leaves. And it is a letter in sort of flowing, elegant, refined handwriting. It is an invitation from a Kenku known as Hano of the Cyclic Order, and it says, "Dear Fenton Tanobo, seems you have made your way back into my town. Despite our bad blood, I would be interested in a simple conversation with you. If you'd like to meet me in Esselheim's arena, I will be in one of the podiums. Again, I have all promises to you that you and your friends will be safe, provided you are within the arena. You are free to decline, but I would not. I have some points of consideration that might interest you."
It seems word travels rather quickly. Yeah, if everyone else is still in the tavern, I will freely share this invitation from Hano, explaining that, as I think everyone knows, this is the leader of the Cyclic Order, Uthrin's boss.
We need to silence that blue dragonborn bitch.
That was the one that ran afoul the bandits. Yes, yes.
Uthrin? Yes, that is her.
Are we going to try and fit this in tonight? Reed and I were just about to go to the underbelly.
Oh, that's
There
Yes,
are a few hours before us.
I don't know what tricks or temptations Hano might have up his sleeves. He does specify we'll be safe from him while in the arena, which, leads to a lot of assumptions about what happens when we leave. But a conversation wouldn't take all afternoon.
What is your intention, little bird?
That's a good starting point, isn't it? Well, I don't know. Clearly, the cyclic order is a problem. It will come to a confrontation if it doesn't come to a solution before that. I don't know what he has to offer. I believe I had discussed with at least Chain on the road here. We might be able to pull our influence and get Hano off of our back for a time, but I'm really not sure what he has in mind.
Are you little bird now a name stealer?
I'm afraid I do not follow.
I look towards Chain. What is your intention, little bird?
I was going to listen to the calls of the Mockingjays and see if there was any inkling as to what may be going on with this delivery from the Crossbloods. And if you get nothing from them, then over eavesdrop on the common rabble down there. Gather information.
Tell me if you're going to leave now or later. There are many things I wish to accomplish.
Well, originally we were literally just about to leave, and then now we have this note saying to go to the arena. So
Do what you were going to do. In my opinion, this seems more timely. Hanno will be there tonight or tomorrow, I suppose. He doesn't give a deadline in his letter.
What are the chances that this is just him trying to get what we carry all in one place?
That begs the question, do we chance not all going together so that one or more can stay behind? Or do we leave what we possess in a hidden location? That is a good point, Voshka.
And then it brings to question, where could we hide such things in a place that we do not know ourselves?
can hide it in my gizzard again.
I imagine that is a trick Hanno is familiar with.
Sorry, he stores the cigarettes, actually. I would prefer speaking with people likely to be our opponents. Are you not capable of making a decision of how to order things for this evening?
If you want an opinion, I say you and Chain should do what you are going to do. Scout ahead. Depending on the amount of time left, we go to Hanno. But meanwhile, the rest of us can, of course, unless there's other business to attend to, discuss plans here.
Could we simply not send him a letter asking to delay the meeting until tomorrow? As we already have many things on our first day here to do.
I could send to him right now and ask if he has a time in mind.
Then perhaps it is one of those things where we are not beholden to another's schedule but our own.
I remind everyone, as it is necessary, that we still have a number of hours before anything. We have time for both.
Then let's go read.
We will be back. Ah, little bird, I want to see you lead me.
Then for once, do what I say without question. And I believe Chain already put up his psychic whispers with Fenton, Lauren, Leora. And I believe I rolled an 8. So it's up for 8 hours. And as Chain and Reed are going to head to the underbelly.
All right. So, Shane and Reed are going to head to the underbelly. What are the rest of you doing in the interim?
Unless unless something else is going on, Fosher's is gonna rest a bit, continue to rest at the tavern. And prep, just spend the day until the mission tonight.
Fair enough. Right.
Likewise, yeah. Talking to
Same.
party, talking to mother, waiting to see if Kenyon comes back. But yeah, nothing in particular.
See if that cat comes around.
Cat too, yeah.
Fair enough. All right. One of you from each group roll me a 1d20.
Above average. Highly above average.
Okay, show off.
All right.
Yeah, well.
First things first, yeah, Foshkra, at some point when you're sitting down, waiting for the sun to fall, you can see two eyes, yellow, gleaming at you from afar.
I meet the gaze of the eyes.
It meows loudly and sort of cranes its neck as if gesturing for you to follow.
Which Foshgra will maybe blink a couple times, but he would stand up and follow the cat.
Leads you down the stairs and into the kitchen. And from it you can see the tavern spread out in front of you. Chain, where are you currently? Oh no, Chain's gone. Hang on 1 second. Yeah, Fenton, where are you currently?
Still just in the tavern. Yeah.
Cat prances up upon a table and glances towards a cupboard and slowly brings out a cup. It seems to levitate through the air. The cup, not the cat. Begin to fill itself up with some ale, and it looks you in the eye as it, with one little hand, begin to slowly motion the cup, nearly grazing the ceiling, all the way across the room and above you, Fenton. Roll me a perception check.
Okay.
You
15.
see a cup of some liquid very slowly bib and bob its way through the air towards you, trying to be a little mischievous, as if trying to avoid your sight, but it's going. The cat now directs towards a small little box, kind of like a chest, but kind of like the size of a dice box. And within it, you can see are several hollow grooves that you know as an ignon to be very similar to keys, but designed for the contours of a certain family lineage.
All right. Seeing all this happening, Foshgra is going to touch 2 fingers to his forehead, and then those same 2 fingers to his heart. And in Primordial, he is simply just going to say, "Don't worry. Thank you for the hospitality of your family, and we mean no harm as we stay."
It raises a brow, sits back, and Fenton, the cup drops right beside you, not above your head, slamming down at the table nearby. It pouts and still looks to the You know this to be a treat box for these kind of creatures. They can't open it themselves, but they will do everything in their power to get someone to.
Foshkra actually smiles, gives a little slight chuckle, and walks over and opens up the little cabinet, grabs a treat for the cat, makes sure the cabinet is closed as he puts it down on the table.
Grabs in its jaws and then prances towards the fireplace, disappearing within it.
After which, Foshkra is going to look over at Fenton and just be like, "It would be wise while we are staying here to not anger the cat or whichever of the folk
Defending
call
myself.
this place their home."
Right, that is not what I expected, but if the cat is providing drinks, I don't see why we shouldn't capitulate.
In your studies with Ku'el, have you ever heard the Domovoy?
Is it a primordial term?
Yes, it is.
I'm not familiar, no.
The cat is the Domovoy of this place, I imagine. A house spirit of the family. They do not like people who threaten the home. They also like to play tricks. They find it fun.
Very interesting. Seems to fit the bill from your brief description.
You should know that every home that a family of the folk call will have such a spirit. So if you ever enter another home of the folk, keep it in mind. Be kind, appease the spirit, or you may find something unpleasant in your shoe or pocket.
I'll be sure to keep a steady supply of treats.
Foshkra just after that looks over towards the fire where the cat disappeared and does that same motion of touching two fingers to his forehead and then his heart again, before going to sit back down again.
All right. Lorenz, Leora, Fenton, Flashka, are there any individuals you'd like to speak to in the tavern, or are you waiting for the night to pass?
I guess after that interaction, maybe after like a couple of hours of just sitting around for a little bit, Foshkra would probably just kind of like meander the halls of the tavern and see if maybe he could have a chance to bump in with
Good luck.
Someone yell at Ari.
the folk that calls this place home.
Erdlock, yeah. She doesn't call the tavern home, she calls the Painters Guild home. The tavern they're expropriating used to be kind of the place where the painters would stop by, but they're separate entities. You'd have to approach the stairs and meander about up there if you'd like. You can, but wouldn't be within the inn.
If time allows, then maybe he might just.
Let's see. All right. Chain and Reed. I'm very scared about what the two of you will do, but I'm going to change the music a bit.
It's been too long since I've had any good sport.
Reed, we're not killing anybody yet.
That's not the right track. This is my least far favorite part of DMing. Minutia involving all of this. Right. You two head to the cable car station as the sun begins to just peek over the horizon. And soon you find yourselves in a swinging cart, along with a couple dozen other people as they pack together like sardines and move down from their jobs in the shale side to where it's presumably a lot cheaper to live. And as you move further and further down, let me see. I love this little reference I made.
Ooh.
It's a vertical city. It's built down rather than around. You can see the contours of the mountain above as the excavations have supported the roof of this place. Um, and in these stone pillars, kind of like capillaries, you can see lights built in. They are very much uh, pillar-like abodes that have been created, constructed, segmented. There's a spider web-like connection of bridges, walkways, stone carvings, and there is no ground to it, really. It just keeps on narrowing into a ravine-like crevice until it gets to the point where the two sides of the mountain in a narrow slit look at each other like a ravine and descends into darkness from there. There are signs as to where to go, but they're confusing. It's very much a local's place. You have to know where you're going, kind of a good layout of the city to not be completely lost. It's crowded, it's packed. There's smog of industrial activities and the sort of lingering powder of pulverized minerals and rock permeating the air. It's smoggy, it's dark, it's dim. The voices people speak are hushed. You see the majority are Terrans and Kenku. The Terrans large, burly, moving around with surprising elegance and grace in these tight confines. The Kenku small, hooded, scuttling about. You touch down at the cable car station, everybody filters out. What would you like to do? There are a few different directions. Oh, both of you give me a perception check as you sort of press towards a smudged piece of glass.
Oh, wow.
Go ahead, continue.
We are very perceptive.
Both of you can see that the only really not very crowded spaces built near the top of the underbelly. You can see it's given a wide berth, a singular tower, ramshackle, a warm glow coming from inside. With no buildings surrounding it, there seems to be people walk around. People give it a wide berth as they walk around it, but um, you notice that near the top end. The TV touchdown. There are a multitude of bars, shops, street alleys to wander in. You know that in the Undercity, some attractions could include the, let me see, the Lizardfolk Assembly, one of the largest buildings. You can see one of the only well-kept ones, very elegantly carved. There are artistic engravings in it all around, mostly resembling the elements evoking all four. Lizardfolk Assembly. The Terran Mining Company has a trail of signs that direct down and down and down, presumably directions for those who work in the mines to follow each day. Uh, the Estelheim Thieves Guild, is somewhere in here. And of course, You've only heard it once or twice, but it's spoken quietly hushed. But the demon house, presumably what you saw. What would you like to do?
Chain primarily, once he gets off of the cable car, he is listening for any Mockingjay calls. If there's any conversation happening over that thieves can't type language that the Kenku have in the order.
Go ahead and give me a perception check.
And I'm adding a fucking
Come on.
15.
15. It takes a while, but maybe an hour or so of wandering these dark streets. You two are not paid too much mind. You're a Knoll and a Kenku in the slums of a city. It's not that uncommon. But eventually you do hear and pick up the sound of something being emanated back to you. It's
Chain isn't actively speaking, he's just listening.
Oh, sorry, yeah. Just listening, yes. There are, on occasion, the sounds of someone choking in an alleyway around a corner. Spattering of blood. Every so often, the same sound repeated over and over.
Edgy name.
There's no talk of anything to do with like the Crossbloods thing going on tonight.
Say that again, sorry?
But there's no like chatter of anything to do with the Crossbloods thing that's going on tonight. The movement of whatever's going on to the Terran Mining Co.
On the contrary, you hear exactly the opposite. These are not the sounds of a usual activity. They are sounds of individuals coordinating themselves, keeping contact with each other as they move into position.
Around us?
Around the city.
Just around the city in general?
Roll me an intelligence check. There are no really words here, but they are just, individual codes and communications. We want to see how well you can glean. You're not sure what it means, but
10.
there are definitely the sounds of what you seem to be Stickler Order members. You know that the Reverend here is named Reverend Garrows, and that is her call sign. They're certainly Cyclic Order not Cyclic Order, Order of the Mockingjay soldiers, and they are scattering themselves throughout the city for reasons you're not entirely sure.
There's definitely something going on with the order. Chaina says this quietly over to Reed as they're walking about. They're spreading themselves out around the underbelly, but can't make out what for.
Find the center where they run from.
Well, I know it's going to be at the center, and I do not think it's time for me to go there yet.
Do they?
Well, I'm assuming that the center of what's going on, Fel, is probably the order hideout, is where everything's kind of spreading from there out
Yes.
around the underbelly. Yeah.
After some time, you can probably track down the epicenter of where these are originating from.
Yeah.
You begin to realize that these communications are coming in small clusters, groups of individuals working together and sort of settling themselves in different places in the city.
Yeah, Reed, the center of this is the Order's hideout, which I'm going to have to go to eventually, but there are still plans that need to be finalized with the group before I go there.
I look forward to seeing you make that choice.
I doubt any of you will be able to come in with me. Only one possibly, this is a very big maybe, is maybe Foshgra if he's wearing his crossblood sash. But still highly doubt. But there are teams being moved around the city for something. I, in theory, could go in the order and try and figure out what is going on, but I would prefer more prep time before checking in with the order.
Is this it then? You note their presence and leave.
I'm not saying we leave. There are still other things that we can overhear. I'm just talking about right now. Let me make contact back with the others and see what they think. And Chain is going to make contact with the three that he has set up psychic whispers with, so Fenton, Leora, and Lorenz.
Is there
And
a
fill in
distance
the-
limit on that?
Nope. Within a mile, I think.
You are very far from a mile.
Oh, we are over a mile?
Yes. It's a big city.
Oop.
You're in two different parts of it. You're on the shale
Okay,
side.
you and the other creature must be within 1 mile. Did not know that it was more than a mile. Damn.
Can I
Oh.
try to do what I just
Roll
typed
me a
in?
perception check, Reed.
19.
Yes, there is an individual watching you. A sort of dark hooded figure, arms kind of crossed, leaning a block or two away. You swear you saw them 2 or 3 times across a bridge, in a window somewhere.
I wonder what that one will think if you do not make yourself known.
Shane looks around to see if he can see what Reed is talking about.
Go ahead and give me a perception check, Chain, but the individual has moved on.
Okay, Chain.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, with the 24, you can see this individual is leaning on a staff, but glint of light from the lamps that are filtering in overhead, you can see a long curved blade at the end of it. It is a scythe. Seems to be a kenku. You can see the curve of a beak. Just calmly watching you. This is who you see.
Oh no. Oh
New
no.
character.
He can smell the Beldane on you.
The Order doesn't care about Baldane, stupid.
You can hear that the chatter of the call signs have faded silent by now. Suddenly.
Shane is going to set up a psychic whispers with that man, but not activate it at all, while he nudges Reed and continues walking away to turn a corner.
You know you're going to have to choose, yes? How delicious fate is to bring before you another choice.
Reed, just give me a minute, please. And Shane is going to make he's basically just gonna make like a bunch of turns, like kind of trying to lose this person, but also it is kind of predictable. But
Okay.
really just put some barriers in between while he before he reaches out in that psychic whispers connection. Do you make a habit out of following people?
Just you.
Just me?
Why has it taken you so long to check in?
So you were the order then?
What do you think?
You know, this assignment makes it a little hard to just run off and check in first thing.
Which assignment?
If you were sent to follow me, I would think that you would know what assignment I'm on.
Well, I'm confused since I don't see you following it.
Then clearly you don't know my assignment.
I'll make this very clear to you. The Order has reasons to believe that you're not following what we want. The Reverends are disappointed in you.
Disappointed? Do you know the information I've gotten?
Much of it have you told Beldain?
Haven't
And
told
perhaps
Beldain anything yet.
other Kunker's been following you. Him and I have shared a drink. How is it that you get yourself into poor situations that consistently? Reports to Reverend Garrett, or you will encounter issues with us. I would not be as snarky with her as you are with me. I say that out of kindness.
Shane just breaks off the connection and runs his hands over his face. Well, looks like I don't really get a
You
choice
hear a
in the
connection
matter.
form in your mind.
Oh shit.
There is an important task that the Order is up to tonight.
Which is?
Considering I am one of the few Kunker who has authority to direct members outside of the Reverend. Well, we've encountered odds with the Crossbloods. Tonight, there will be many of them coming into our side of town. They have been dealing with the Terran Mining Company. We're not sure what or why. But our goal is to stop as many Crossbloods as we can from slipping through. And you can either join us, or I'll tell the Reverend that you rejected another one of her direct orders. Do you think she'll take that?
Well, one of the Crossbloods is one of the people I'm supposed to be getting in with, per the Reverend's orders. So it would be very great if you could not kill him.
Why do you care about him?
Because it is my mission to get in with them. Reverend Hatchet wasn't very clear on instructions, but she said to get in with them and gain their trust, which is what I have been doing. Gathering
Fine,
information.
Then get out of the mission entirely. Try to keep your crossblood alive.
Unfortunately, their hand has been forced, and them and the rest of the people I'm supposed to be getting in with are going to be involved.
How have you managed to get yourself anyways?
I wasn't part of that conversation. I will give my report to the Reverend and let her make the decision.
Just stopping you from simply killing that individual. If they didn't know it was you, then it is what I would have done.
What, the Crossblood?
Yes.
Because those were not the Reverend's orders.
Why did you spend so long wandering this city instead of trying to find the chapter house here?
To gather more information, which I have.
On whom? I mean now. Here. Are you incompetent or disloyal?
Neither.
I don't believe you. You're welcome to provide your report to the Reverend, but I will also provide mine. Keep that in mind. You can hear the connection sever.
Reed's
Fucking big city.
been staring at him.
Nods at Reed. Good day to you, Noel. Turns and walks away.
Well, I meant chain, but that works too.
Oh, I see. I see.
Anything to get attention.
Chain is going to make a psychic whispers connection with Reed, even though this is a very bad idea. And he's just going to scream in this connection, "All right, Reed, listen up. We're in deep shit right now, so I'm going to need you to just shut your mouth and let me do the talking, okay? Okay."
It's a slow head turn. Interesting that there are two of you.
All right, we got 2 hours of that connection. All right, well, I guess chains fucking go into the order.
Well, little bird, what have your fellows told you?
They're going after that. This is in Psychic Whispers, by the way. He's not speaking this out loud as they're walking towards the headquarters. They're going after the Crossblood shipment tonight. Or more importantly, they are trying to keep as many Crossbloods out of the underbelly as possible.
Delicious. I would gladly join them.
Reed, the rest of the party is going to be part of that.
We can spare them.
That's what I'm trying to convince them to do. And now my hand is being forced, and I need to go to the Order's hideout.
I wonder who would be thanked for those supplies if the Order of the Mockingjay delivered them.
I don't understand.
No, I suppose you don't. By the way, Reed is responding to your psychic whispers, but is speaking out loud.
Reed, please use the psychic whispers. Stop speaking out loud.
There's a garbled static of several voices and words at once.
What the fuck, Reed?
And after a moment, he'll nod and say, I thought so. Tell me, little bird, to whom do you belong?
The Order of the Mockingjay.
One day I will hear you answer correctly.
I don't know what the fuck that means.
But tonight I will have patience and abide by your learning of lessons, even if I do not agree with the methods.
Like I said, I don't even know if you're going to be allowed inside, but I guess we'll find out here soon.
I am fine with waiting. After all, you admitted to being theirs.
Jane just shakes his head.
That feeling, that crawling need to belong, to have kin. Why
His fists clench.
is that your chains now?
Reed. I would highly suggest stopping.
Stopping was my suggestion.
There was no suggestion.
What's the plan?
Jane is gonna go to the headquarters of the order.
It's not too difficult to triangulate down if you know what you're looking for, especially now that they've resumed communication. Reader, are you following?
Until I am threatened.
Yeah, eventually you find your way to a rather unassuming looking building. It's unmarked, but there are a cluster of kenku around it, and they seem to converge as you two approach. One of them steps forward and, inquires, and you are.
I am
Yes.
by Reverend Hatchet.
Come in, the Null can't come.
Reed, stay.
I will make tea. Now I'll set up on the street corner.
Jane's gonna go inside.
You know how cyclic, two groups with the name Order in it. The Order of the Mockingjays places are. It's very quiet, very subdued. It's a great place for Kenku, though. They provide food, housing, lodging, a bar for their agents to communicate in the ways Kenku can, not others, but it's a dark, hazy atmosphere. Soon you're led lower and lower through the spiral-like, maze-like nature of this house, and eventually you're brought in a quiet room before a very large set of double doors. Floor beneath you, marble. It would have been dusty, but it seems to be polished to a fine finish. You're left alone. I know this to be the Reverend's room.
Jane will go up to the Reverend's room and knock on the doors.
There's a very raspy sound indicating, "Come in."
And Jane
And
goes in.
pushing the two doors open, you can see an alarmingly large room, uh, in the center of which is an ornate obsidian chair that seats a tall Kenku woman draped in black veils. You can see the silk across her face barely mutes to bright yellow eyes. She has wrapped around each forearm barbed wires, kind of like a whip, that snake out in front of her. And by snake, I mean literally the ends of each whip seem to writhe and move on their own like a pile of vine snakes. Shut the door.
Jane shuts the door behind him.
Come, sit.
Jane goes over and sits.
With a snap, the vines begin to crawl around your legs. You can feel the sharp pinpricks just slightly against your feathers, not enough to bite into you, but you know that if you move at all, it would be very painful.
Are these necessary?
They're a precaution. Took you a while to get here?
Because I was doing my job.
I'm sure you are. I'm sure you thought you were. What have you learned?
I now know of the location of several other shards.
Tell me.
There's one somewhere in the Shimmering Sands. Did Fenton ever say that it was like last seen with a red veil and was buried somewhere?
Red cow.
Red cow?
I think so. Yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
he said that much.
Yeah, so there's one buried somewhere in the sands, buried by a red cow. There's one in the possession of the paladin Half-Face, last seen in the city of Laguz. There was one that fell on the Night of Tears in the Twin Blades, that is now with this party. There's one on a coffin in Thurisaz. And I believe there is one with the Inari.
Do you hold any of them with you now?
I do not have any on me at this moment, no.
Who has them?
The one that the party holds, I believe, is being held by the Ignin.
The party has 3, right?
The party has 3, but Chain is only let on that the party has 1. He has said that there. So the one that Reed currently has, Chain has said is on a coffin in Thurisaz, and the one that Leora has, he has said is in the Inari.
Roll me a deception check.
And I'm gonna add
Oh,
22.
Ignan Voshka.
Correct.
She leans back and shifts in her seat. You can see her thinking. How many do you think there are?
From my understandings, from what the keeper has told me, there are a total of 6, which means I believe I know the location of all 6.
You must understand that we also know the location of more.
There's more than 6?
No. What you told me does not line up with what I know. And the locations of the stones that I know. You have given me the location of more than what I'd expect. It is whether you are lying to me, or that there are more than 6. Tell me, which one do you think is more likely?
And where are these stones that
The
you know of?
vine-like garrote is slowly wrapping around your waist, creeping up. I'm not the one you're supposed to convince.
Oh, shit.
Why did you reach out to Berlin? What could she give you that I could not?
Why am I in trouble for reaching out to Beltane? There are countless Kenku in the Order that pray to her.
I do not trust the words of a former craven worshipper, even if you are their son. But I could tell you this. Beltane makes many promises about hatred, about avenging. I will make you a generous offer. I will send my agents to find, capture, and bring before you the black dragonborn that tormented you and your family. If you give me one of the stones in your possession,
Wait, so she basically offering to kill Oxlitney for a stone?
yes, you'll have to make the decision for yourself. But it is within my powers. Beltane will keep you under her leash, provided that you think you'll get revenge. But no, I offer it. Directly.
Trying to get out from under her thumb. Became clear pretty quickly it was not a good place to be.
Yes. And say what you will about the Order. But the Reverends take care of their own. We've fed you. We've given you a place, a purpose, a mission. And we will continue to do so. You've done well. Keep it up. But be forthright with me. I ask of you that. The whip-like chains recede. With a flick of one wrist, they snap right off.
So does it seem like she knew that I was lying then? Or was she just trying to... Was she unsure if I was lying or not and was trying to get me to capitulate?
Roll me an insight check.
If that's not high enough, I'll add a psionic die.
Add a psionic dice.
17?
Still not sure specifically, but you get an inclination that she knew more than she was letting on, but it most likely wasn't enough to directly call you out.
Oh, shit.
I'll chain one more thing.
Yes, Reverend.
We have no love for Oxlitney. But we have no love for craven worshippers either. What is keeping your parents alive is not their ability to defend Oxlitney, but our lack of interest. Don't make me take a curiosity in your loved ones.
Shane will pull his scarf down. They took part in this too.
Then why haven't you killed them yourself? That is what I would have done. Even
my
through the
energy,
hood, you can see her smile.
because my energy was better spent serving the Order.
Response.
What's that you cut out?
A bowing response. You don't have to be so plaintive to me. But I would have enjoyed it. Run along now. It's tiring speaking.
Shane just nods his head and goes to leave.
The doors swing shut behind you, leading you out of Reverend Garrett's little throne room.
And Chain will go back outside to gather Reed. And
Reed, what have you been up to?
I've set up a little fire pit out of whatever underworld debris I can manage, and have started making tea.
All right.
Use some of the dried s- mushroom stuff left over from our cave expedition.
Roll me the standard wisdom check.
Standard wisdom, 21.
I mean, the standard wisdom check, which would include your modifiers to
Oh, cooking stuff?
the skill. Yes.
Oh, you want me to re-roll or just add 3 to it?
I can add 3 to it.
Okay. So that's a total of 24.
Total of 24. There's some curiosity as to, what you're doing in the middle of the street in front of the Order of the Mockingjay. It's not a typical occurrence, and you can see some wondering, like what is going on, what is this, who is this null. But eventually, one sits down, crosses his legs.
It's
Precisely, do you think you're doing?
making tea.
Why?
Because it is what I want to do. And I am unbound from loyalties to organizations.
Did the Crossbloods send you?
Crossbloods sent me to my death in Teresa's.
Looks at you for a second and shrugs. Well, gnolls generally don't lie, so I suppose I'll believe you. Will you be providing it to us and our crew? We have a long night ahead of us.
Yes, much excitement.
Ideally not excitement, but
If you wish to have some, you need only take it.
right. The Kenku will take it along with your brewing instrument and whatever unbrewed tea leaves you've made. Is going to stuff it in his pockets, grab it, and pretty much whatever he can, and lift it. Just bring it inside unless stopped.
Reed blinks for a couple seconds. It just starts cackling and laughing. Then I will start rebuilding the hobo campfire and cooking some jerky over it.
It's easy enough to do, but the Kenku seems to have had a greater interest in robbing you. Very easy, it seemed. At that point, Shane emerges.
Hello, have you had any tea?
don't need tea.
Then
Come on.
go back in and have tea.
No.
What a waste.
Come on.
I'll pick up my stuff and follow. Very sour now. And
Face scrungled.
what, pray tell, have you learned about your loyalties?
Shut up, Reed. You can do an insight check on him if you want.
I don't think Reed needs to.
Shane is doing his best to hold it together, knowing that there are many eyes watching.
Where are you headed?
Back to Shaleside, back to the tavern.
Takes another hour or so for you to head north and take the cable car back. It's dark by the time you return, and it's evening fare through the tavern. It's more busy than normal. They're definitely more busy than during the day. You can see the other Kenku, not Kenku, Arakakra in the tavern getting to work, providing, good quality ale, whatever that can be provided. Fenton presumably playing, dragging some attention from the streets. But yes, Chain and Reed eventually return. In the meanwhile, Fashkar, you wanted to head north to try to speak to Erdlock.
Yeah. If he makes his way up there while just meandering around and maybe following the cat, if the deigns to direct him.
It's not too difficult. You climb a set of spiral staircases and head towards a very dusty, uh, not too well maintained, large, seems to have been sort of a mix between an inn and an academy of some kind. Seems to have been a gallery, but most of the things that would have been presented have been either taken down or removed in some way. The cat will join you and eventually lead you to the attic of the place, which seems to be a bedroom of some kind, and indicate for you to knock on the door. And after doing so, you can hear a deep female voice rumble out. Coming, Taraji. 1 second. And eventually the door opens, and you can see a sort of late middle-aged Terran, tall, broad-shouldered. Her scales are a shade of sort of dull grayish blue. Uh, she looks surprised a bit as she sees an Ignan and looks at Mephisto. Ah, one of the kin. Head downstairs for a second. I'll be right with you.
Boshker just inclines his head and does as she requests.
There's a little living room. Eventually, you can hear her stomp down the stairs and sort of a large cane staff that she grips onto in order to have her back stay straight. Uh, she settles down into a rocking chair. An Ignan is rare around these parts. It's usually an Orin, or if I'm lucky, a Terran who has their head on their shoulders. What can I do for you? Are you looking for guidance? Are you looking to paint?
I am Fushkra Aksik from the Suns, and truthfully, I simply wish to greet the one whose domovoi watches over this place, as I did not wish to be rude in another's home.
Ah, Mephisto's not mine, but I have, well, I guess adopted him. The cat jumps onto her lap, and you can see a hand. It's still covered in dried paint. She seems to paint with her claws, not any brush. but she pets him around the neck. She's dressed in some sort of smock, but made of moss, woven together, covered in all sorts of colors. Not one for cleanliness in particular, but still she has a charm about her. There are beads sort of studded into her, the side of her face. Mephisto is not mine. He, I wouldn't say is a consequence of what happened here, but do you see around you the cobwebs and boards and everything that makes an old house charming?
So, Mephisto still watches this home, but their family does not remain.
Aye, it was less of a family and more of a school. But we used to be a respected guild one day.
Were there many of the folk who painted with you?
Many of the folk and more. Less folk and more people who wanted to paint. I don't get along with Urek, I don't get along with the assembly I was cast out for, marrying outside of the Terran tribes. That is a time now past. 10 to 15 years ago, this place was burned down by the superstitious, some zealotous Aarakocra.
Pushka growls at that.
No, don't be mad at them. They were youths. They had a right to, I think. Chief shifts uncomfortably. You are aware of what a Domovoi is, yes? The product of spirits of a family.
Yes, my family has one as well as my clan.
Her snout wrinkles and you can see it crease. Do you ever wonder why Mephisto has such childish energy?
I imagine it has something to do with those who used to be here.
Those who died
Many.
within these walls. I used to run a school of the arts, the finest school in Estelheim a long time ago. We'd get students from everywhere to come and learn from my hands, but
And many
can
died
be.
when the Aarakocra burned the school.
It was not the fire that killed any of them. They were worried about the spirits that might emerge. But there was an incident that very few could explain. Oh, 1 second.
I swear to God, if this connects to every other plot line right now, I'm going to lose my mind.
I mean, at this rate.
Ah!
I hate everything that's happening.
You also hate
is
receiving help
challenge-
from a null.
Alright, I'm back.
Okay.
There was one of my students a Velpinal quiet. I seem to have been mistreated by a few of the other classmates we had dorming here. And one day, perhaps it was too much, but we walked into a room to that academy to see him bathed in blood, his hands wrapped around his knees, sobbing quietly, while everyone I used to know was reduced to chunks of blood and guts on the walls. That is what gave Demon House its name and its fame, because the man who did it was imprisoned inside by the head of abjuration. It was, they presumed demonic, arcane affliction we don't know. But he has been there since. He suffered greatly, that boy. I just wish I could have done something to change what happened.
Koshker takes all this in silence, listening politely. Only blinking a few times at some of the at the description of the scene, casting his gaze around the room, imagining what she is speaking of.
But Mephisto's here, and I like to keep the house clean for him, at least. It is the least I think I can do.
What about trying to teach again?
I have been in contact with a woman, I believe, who can start this place up. I'm too old and too damaged. I can still teach how to paint, but I don't have the heart in me to run a guild again. That is a young person's endeavor.
Do you use the methods of your people? The
I
ones
do.
found in caves, in mountains?
I do. That is how I teach.
Did you ever walk the tunnel between Terisas?
And I am brain farting in the other in the name of the other city.
Vale.
Vale
No.
and it was on the other side.
Alusker.
Ilusker, yeah.
Yeah.
Between Terisas and Ileska?
I carved some of its walls.
And at that, he sits up a little taller.
Just cosmetic. I paint. I don't build or mine.
I imagined some of those paintings on the ceiling of that tunnel to be older than the shattering. Am I incorrect of that thinking?
Only some. What is a mural but something that can be expanded? There are parts of it that needed touching up.
And Fosher is gonna lean in a little on his elbows, on his knees a bit.
What about the ones under the tunnel?
I don't know what you mean.
I had the unfortunate luck when I traveled that tunnel. A section of the floor gave way, and I fell into a chamber that seemed both used and unused.
But
I've
in construction.
and Terran paintings with the image of a deity that did not come to claim our land. Terran painting a deity.
Deities will be deities.
Is it not strange to you to think of Terran from before painting not one of the deities that came, but another?
Deities die. Perhaps, like people, they also deserve gravestones. It is not strange to me. But, as I said, I have been exiled by our kind. If you wish to talk about gods and all they've done to you, go to the assembly. Don't tell them I sent you, though.
I imagine I will have words for them, but to speak to a painter so soon after learning of one named painter, it was something that I wished to talk to you.
But I unfortunately prefer to paint, not talk. He smiles. There'd never been one for it. Maybe that's why all of this happened, but I can tell you are a man of the traditional ways. Good. Keep that with you. They are important.
Yes, our traditions of all the folk. I have traveled a lot in the last 5 years, and I have unfortunately not seen as much as I had hoped.
There's always time. Just have to make it.
What do you paint now?
Mostly the view. I find it gorgeous. I'm the one who decorates the walls of the Lyceum here. They like it to be ornate, and I enjoy the detail.
Then you have given me one reason to at least see that place. I hear it is a place for those to research, which is not of my alley. But to see the traditions of the folk on the walls of anywhere, I would see that.
For that, you can say hi to Cynthia. She gives a smile. You can tell her that I sent you. Raises her hand and you can see a wedding ring on it. You should call her Preceptor, though. I'm the only one who gets to call her Cynthia.
He kind of cocks his head, a little confused, not familiar with the term.
Cynthia's her name.
No, the preceptor part.
Oh. One of the heads of the place. Lecturer. One who gives speeches. You would understand that.
Ah, then I believe you have given the gift of connection for one of those I journey with. And for that I will thank you. And if you ever sell any paintings,
Do you know?
please, I am trying to know more about the traditions of our folk and not just ignore.
That is what you should do, yes. The Ignan. Does her kind of bite her tongue. Lizard folk often fail to understand that they are not the only people in this world.
There is a thick cloud of anger and hatred that I have been pushed from by a very generous friend. But it is not gone. So I can understand. But I am trying to see.
So long as you are trying, don't give up. You know you can improve and see beyond your ways.
That is the journey.
Kind of hugs Mephisto a little closer to her chest. He seems to frown a little bit, but eventually concedes to curling up. You have friends to get to, I'm sure.
I do. And again, I thank you, and I thank Mephisto for sharing in hospitality of a place you call home. And I hope you continue to paint.
You as well.
But that Foshker will do, just touch his 2 fingers to his forehead, nod his head slightly, and stand to make his leave.
Alright. Sorry to cut the session a little short. It was a short one, but thank you for the game. It is an absolute pleasure to get to play with you all.
I can confirm we're going to be in this city for the next 2 years.
Oh, absolutely. Another 15 to 20 sessions for sure.
Okay. Anything
But
to
I'm
say
happy to-
before I end the recording?
I think.
Help.
Unless you have other questions as to the game or things that you may have missed, or
I do think
Why does the order fucking suck?
I do think Chain needs a Reed and Thurasaz moment. You really should pay attention to my advice.
I should just go die in a river real quick.
Yeah.
We've all been there.
I think we're
Look,
about to
I
have
can
a
bring
very
you back
bad
as a
time
reaction.
in the Underdark. Or the Underbelly.
Reed, I'm telling you right now, if you bring me back as an undead, I'm killing you myself again.
That would be so poetic. Ah,
Aren't you just touched?
I hate you.
I hate you too.
Oh, damn.